Welcome back, gamers. Kacharosaurus with you. In the past, I've done a review and unboxing on the Fusion PowerA controller. So today, I'm going to show you a direct comparisons with the Xbox Elite Series 2 controller. So stay tuned. Alright, so let's get into this. As you can see here, the Xbox case is quite a bit smaller than the Fusion case. They're different textures altogether. This is a canvas, where this is more of a hard shell case, like a rubberized finish. Open them up. You can see there's orange in here. Xbox went more of the stealth version on this particular model. And your space here for storing your cables or anything extra you could put in here. You can see it's smaller on the Fusion one, but note there's a spot here for the thumbstick, so when you close it, it's not going to be pushing down on anything. And this carrying spot is located further up so that it doesn't interfere with anything. On the Xbox, you're going to have to watch what you put in there if you have your thumbsticks in, because it's going to hit the controller, so just keep that in mind. Everything is a lot more compact in the Xbox case here. It's really nice, and I think there's a reason why they made everything quite small. I'm just guessing here, and that's because this is actually your charging unit as well. You don't have to do it this way, but it's an option. This block comes right out, and it's magnetic, and it snaps right back in place. And on the back of the case, there's a charging port right there, and you would plug right in. And then what you can do is you can just leave this on your desktop or whatever, take your controller, and it just sets in and it charges for you. Now obviously the PowerA doesn't have anything like that because this is a wired controller. So now that I've gone over some of the basics of each controller, let's actually look at each controller next to one another. So I'm going to get them out of their cases and get the cases out of the way. And if you look at both controllers, you can see that the Xbox one, there's just a little bit more build quality that's gone into this. But I really want to get into it. I want to feel the buttons, and I want to feel the thumbsticks, and I want to feel the difference between a controller that costs twice as much, depending on where you're going. So what are you really going to get? So let's take a look. Alright, so let's look at these controllers side by side. You can see that the Xbox here has a textured that goes all the way around for you. The PowerA, it's just on the back, and it's not as grippy as what the Xbox has here. When it comes to weight, I'd say to me they actually feel pretty close to the same. When you measure them out, they measure to be just about the same. You can see on the board here, if you want to take a look, they are about the same. The Fusion A, like I said before, it feels a little more spread out. Xbox feels a little tighter. The thumbsticks, Xbox here, they feel really good, to where the PowerA feels like your traditional Xbox controller. Nothing special, but it still feels good. But they feel really good on the Xbox one here. I think maybe it's because you can tighten them down or loosen them up. I'm not sure, but it feels really nice. The D-pad, you can see as soon as I touch this, there's play. And it's not even registering yet, so I'm just kind of bumping this and it's all over the place. It's got a nice click when it does go in, but it is all over the place. On the PowerA Fusion here, you can see there's very little movement. There's no click. It feels solid, but there's no movement. There also is this little beauty ring that you can actually take out around the thumbsticks. I don't know if that cleans up the slop, but this feels more deliberate, where you have a little bit of play here. This is capable of storing 3 different settings for you, so you can put your different settings in there and access them at any point. The Xbox button on both of them, this one here on the Xbox Elite Series 2 actually has a click to it. where the Fusion, it does not. It's just your traditional button there. On the actual XABY button here, so you can hear that there's a little more slop in the buttons than what there is on the Fusion, and they feel a little more spongy on the Xbox One controller here than they do on the PowerA Fusion A here. Yeah, and when it comes to the actual bumpers, let's take a look at those and feel them. Again, the Xbox Elite Series 2 has a real nice click. The Fusion is just your traditional controller. Still feels good. They both feel good. Travel time feels about the same, but the Xbox Elite Series 2 here, you know, it's giving you that click. And when it comes to the triggers, I've talked about it in the past, but I'll bring it up again. When you lock the PowerA Fusion to its max, where it takes away the trigger pull, it's not going to register for you. So you have to go with the middle. Where on the Xbox Elite Series 2 here, if you go into the program, this is all programmable, and it takes out quite a bit. You can see it turns right into almost a push button. So that's a really nice feature there. There's also some texturing on the triggers here, where the Fusion does not have that. Now, I did notice on the back, on the actual paddles, on the PowerA, the paddles are thicker, and that could be just simply because there's more of it, and on the Xbox it's much smaller. But when you push the Fusion PowerA one down here, you can it travels nice. And when you click on the Xbox one, the same thing, it travels, but there's like an initial click and then just this, I don't know, a little bit of play at the end of it. It's like click and then nothing, to where I guess this feels more like a full stroke, where this is like click and then it's kind of done. I'm not sure if I can capture this for you on camera. It's going to be a little difficult, but if you put them next to each other, you'll notice that the Xbox Elite Series 2 controller actually has a little bit more of a dip to it. It's a little bit lower. It kind of slopes down when it's sitting, and the Fusion actually sits more like a traditional Xbox 360 controller or Xbox One controller. It's a little bit taller, I guess, in those senses, to where the Xbox has a little bit lower profile. It's just shaped a little differently. I want to cover what you get with each one, just so you can see what each one has to offer. Of course, you're going to be able to just pull the thumbsticks off, so you're going to have 6. So let's take a look at all 6 of those real quick. So I have all 6 here. This is the tallest one of the bunch. Looks like it's about 3/4 of an inch or so high. And we do have a pattern, or sets, I guess, as you could say. We have 3 of them that actually have a textured edge, and 2 of which look to be about the same size, and then the other one is quite tall. Then we have the concave. We have a set of concave ones here, and then we have a convex one that has the 3 rings onto it. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, I said that right today. Also, it comes with the key, so that you can tighten up the thumbsticks in here. And one of the other cool features on this is that it does offer, let's get this out of the way, a different D-pad, so that you can put one in there. There's been a lot of reviews on it. I'm just going over everything really quick. So that's what you're going to get with the Xbox controller here. Alright, now let's talk about the Fusion PowerA controller. Again, you're gonna get only 4 sticks with this one, and one of them's tall, and the other 2 the same. And they do have pretty much the same style of texture as the Xbox Elite Series 2 controller does. And then we do have the domed one here, but this one's completely smooth. There is no lining on it or anything like that. And with the paddles on the back, again, I'm just going to put them back in just so it's done. Those do come off the same as the Xbox, so those are there. You also get different beauty rings that you can put on the thumbstick area here to change that out to green if you wanted to. And that's what you're going to get with the Fusion PowerA. That's both controllers, guys. I just wanted to show you the differences between each one so that you know what you're getting for the price point. We have the Fusion PowerA here. It is wired, obviously, and the Xbox Elite Series 2, which is not wired, and it comes with all kinds of software as well to go ahead and back it up. So comes down to what you want. I'll leave links below in case you want to get one for yourself. Other than that, I do appreciate you watching. If you could like, subscribe, turn on that notification bell, I'd really appreciate it. Thanks.